The reliability crisis of 2026 isn't about bad engineering. It's about complexity. Infotainment, over-the-air software, hybrid and EV systems have pushed J.D. Power's average to 204 problems per 100 vehicles, worst since 2009. Android Auto and CarPlay connectivity alone is the #1 complaint 3 years running. Ford is the perfect case study. The same nameplate lands on both lists depending on engine and model year. 7 to avoid, 7 to buy with confidence, because one powertrain choice can separate 300,000 reliable miles from constant repairs. First, a hybrid SUV with a defect most buyers never check. First on our list, the 2020 to 2021 and 2023 Ford Escape Hybrid earns a spot you want to avoid. Consumer Reports flags these specific years for a frustrating mix of mechanical flaws and electrical gremlins. The most alarming issue is a door hinge defect. The spot welds on the front door check arm reinforcement can crack and completely detach. When this happens, you lose door check control, hear heavy rattling, and in extreme cases, the door can swing wide open while you are driving down the highway. Ford is managing this safety hazard through Customer Satisfaction Program 23B56, which offers free dealer repairs until May 2027, but it is not a mandatory recall. Aside from the doors, owners report a host of secondary issues, including squeaky brakes, shifting glitches, dead 12-volt batteries, and frozen infotainment screens. If you are shopping for these model years, check the VIN for outstanding campaigns and inspect the door welds closely. Second on our list, the 2021 Ford F-150 Power Boost Hybrid shows how incredible capability can mask severe complexity. Under the hood, Ford paired their twin-turbo 3.5-liter EcoBoost V6 with an electric motor and a high-voltage battery pack. On paper, it is a dream. Owners love the instant acceleration, massive towing numbers, and the onboard generator, but do not mistake driver satisfaction for actual dependability. Consumer Reports placed this hybrid on its least reliable list for 3 consecutive years. The core issue is not a single broken part, but the challenge of getting the combustion engine, electric motor, regenerative brakes, and battery software to talk to each other. When you combine these advanced electronics with traditional mechanical systems, you create far more ways for things to go wrong. If you are shopping for a used 14th generation F-150, look past the badge and research the exact powertrain before signing the paperwork. Third on our list, the Ford Expedition with the 10-speed automatic transmission suffers from a highly documented internal failure chain. Inside this gearbox, a press-fit bushing within the clutch-to-drive front, or CDF drum, can gradually slip out of place under high operating temperatures and heavy loads. When this bushing migrates, it slides down and destroys the Teflon ring seal, allowing pressurized hydraulic fluid to bleed out of the clutch control circuit. Without that necessary hydraulic pressure, the system cannot firmly apply the clutches. On the road, this translates directly to harsh or delayed gear engagements, slipping, and in some terrifying cases, a sudden drop into neutral while you are driving at highway speeds. This isn't just a minor glitch. It often results in a complete transmission replacement, which has affected roughly 3% of these vehicles. Fixing it requires a complete transmission teardown to install an updated CDF drum and seals, leading to massive labor bills and days of shop downtime. If you are shopping for a used Expedition, you must check the service history for technical service bulletins 22, 24, 28, or 24, 2176 before buying. Fourth on our list, the 2018 Ford Edge represents a challenging year for this mid-size crossover. Consumer Reports handed this specific model year a low reliability score of 57 out of 100, driven by 2 separate and costly drivetrain failure paths. The first is a highly reported transmission shudder, which drivers experience as sudden bucking, vibration, or hesitation during acceleration. The second and far more severe issue is coolant intrusion. This occurs when coolant leaks directly into the combustion chambers, starting with minor engine misfires or white smoke from the tailpipe before progressing to a sudden loss of power. Under Technical Service Bulletin 192346, correcting this block defect often requires a complete engine long block replacement. Buying a 2018 model exposes you to both transmission failures and catastrophic engine damage, though it stands in sharp contrast to the far more dependable final year version of the Edge. Fifth on our list, the 2020 to 2022 Ford Explorer brings a massive headache for families seeking a dependable three-row SUV. Cited data related to the NHTSA reports a 3.2% transmission replacement rate. To put that in perspective, that represents roughly 32 out of every 1,000 vehicles in that data set requiring a complete gearbox swap. A full replacement requires brand new internal components, extensive labor, and days of your vehicle sitting on a shop lift. While this rate sits significantly above normal industry benchmarks for a relatively new vehicle, it describes the specific reported group rather than guaranteeing your individual vehicle will fail. Still, buying a used Explorer from these model years represents a calculated gamble, making a thorough pre-purchase inspection and a deep dive into the vehicle's service history absolutely essential before signing any paperwork. Sixth on our list, the 2024 to 2025 Ford F-150 pickup trucks face a major safety hazard due to a manufacturing defect deep inside the automatic transmission. In March 2025, Ford issued a massive recall tracked under NHTSA report number 26V237, affecting approximately 1.4 million vehicles. The core problem lies in an improperly machined transmission valve body, which is the hydraulic brain responsible for routing pressurized fluid to the correct clutches. Because of this machining error, the reverse gear clutch can fail to engage or hold pressure properly. Instead of backing up safely, the truck can suddenly and unexpectedly move forward while the gear selector is still in reverse. This defect crosses the line from an annoying shifting glitch to a severe safety risk, already linked to 444 warranty claims, 121 field reports, and 2 reported injuries. Dealers must inspect and replace the faulty valve body components to prevent dangerous, uncommanded movement. Seventh on our list, the Ford Escape from 2016 to 2020, equipped with the 1.5-liter EcoBoost engine, represents a high risk for used SUV buyers. Cited NHTSA data reports a 1.8% engine replacement rate within this specific model and engine group. In practical terms, that means roughly 18 out of every 1,000 vehicles in that reported data set required a completely new engine. While the sample size and exact reporting methodology still require verification, needing a full engine replacement is a worst-case scenario that translates to thousands of dollars in mechanical bills and weeks of shop downtime. The turbocharged layout introduces significant complexity under the hood, packing in boost control valves, charge air coolers, and complex thermal management plumbing. Although the available evidence doesn't prove that the turbocharger itself causes these engine failures, the added heat and pressure put more strain on internal components. If you want an Escape but want to avoid these catastrophic bills, skip these older EcoBoost models and look instead for the much more dependable, naturally aspirated 2.5-liter engine found in the 2024 models. Eighth on our list, the 2022 to 2023 Ford Maverick Hybrid stands out as a prime example of dependability. With a cited rate of just 0.6 complaints per 1,000 vehicles, it boasts one of the lowest complaint rates in the industry. The secret to its reliability lies in mechanical simplicity. Unlike some of Ford's more troublesome models, this compact truck avoids high-stress turbochargers and the complex, multi-gear, 10-speed automatic transmission. Instead, it relies on a naturally aspirated 2.5-liter Atkinson cycle engine mated to an EDVT-style, electronically controlled hybrid drive path. Because it is a lighter, compact pickup, it does not suffer from the intense drivetrain stress that plagues heavy, three-row family SUVs. While no vehicle is guaranteed to be completely trouble-free, this specific powertrain configuration strips away the failure-prone components that keep modern vehicles in the shop, offering a much safer bet for buyers who value long-term ownership and low repair bills. Ninth on our list, the 2021 to 2023 Ford Bronco Sport emerges as a genuine reliability success story. Data points to a low cited complaint rate of just 1.1 per 1,000 vehicles, offering a strong practical ownership profile. This compact SUV stands out for practical family utility, though buyers should still expect standard maintenance and occasional service campaigns. Part of its durability comes down to its lighter footprint and lower duty profile. This compact layout avoids the severe thermal demands and heavy vehicle workloads that place immense stress on larger, more complex platforms like the Explorer and Expedition. Thanks to mature system calibrations, refined thermal management, and lower overall vehicle strain, The mechanical components operate well within their design limits. For buyers seeking a used compact crossover that balances rugged styling with low reported ownership headaches, these specific model years of the Bronco Sport offer an exceptionally dependable choice. 12th on our list, the 2021 to 2023 Ford F-150, equipped with either the 5.0-liter V8 or the naturally aspirated 3.3-liter TIVZ TV6 is a stellar option for used truck buyers. By selecting these traditional gasoline configurations, you completely avoid the high-voltage battery complexity and dual-starter electronic headaches of the Power Boost hybrid platform. This smart pairing of time-tested and naturally aspirated engines with the 10-speed automatic transmission results in an incredibly low, verified complaint rate of just 0.8 per 1,000 vehicles. This low score helped Consumer Reports crown this specific lineup as the most reliable full-size truck on the market. It stands in sharp contrast to the massive safety recalls and transmission valve body machining failures that plague the newer 2024 and 2025 F-150 models. If you are shopping the used market, skipping the hybrid complexity and choosing one of these simpler powertrains gives you the best chance at a stress-free, long-term ownership experience without expensive shop visits. 11th on our list, the 2022 Ford Ranger shows how a truck can improve dramatically when a manufacturer actually works out the bugs over a production run. By its 4th year on the market, this mid-size pickup achieved a solid reliability score of 75 out of 100. The hard numbers support this progress. In 2019, the Ranger's launch year, it logged a high complaint rate of 28.4 complaints per 10,000 vehicles sold. By 2025, that figure plummeted to just 1.6 per 10,000. While we should note that these figures require careful verification to determine if they represent exact model year or reporting year data, the downward trend is clear. It shows a steady engineering cleanup rather than an isolated stroke of luck. For used buyers, this means the late-cycle 2022 model represents a much safer, more stable option than the early, glitch-prone versions of the same truck. 10th on our list, the 2024 Ford Escape equipped with the naturally aspirated 2.5-liter engine represents the strongest year for this nameplate. It earned a solid reliability score of 75 out of 100, providing a massive contrast to the older, turbo-shrouded versions of the same crossover. By removing the high-stress turbocharger and its complex boost control hardware, this motor operates under far lower pressures. It is the clearest engine versus engine lesson in the lineup. A vehicle's dependability isn't defined by the badge, but by what is under the hood. While you still have to maintain the modern cooling system, electronics, and transmission, skipping the turbocharger eliminates the most expensive failure points that haunt the 1.5-liter EcoBoost models. If you are shopping the newer SUV market, this exact powertrain package offers a much safer path to avoiding costly repair shop visits. While this higher score is a strong indicator rather than a lifetime guarantee, make sure to verify the exact engine code, trim, and drivetrain before signing any paperwork. 13th on our list, the 2026 Ford Mustang Mach-E proves that electric vehicles can mature rapidly if given the time. Reported reliability ratings show this crossover jumping from a score of 66 out of 100 in 2023 to an impressive 98 out of 100 for 2026, with 0 owner complaints on file. Early buyers battled software bugs, battery management errors, and driver assistance glitches. Over time, Ford refined the system's codebase, pushing out frequent over-the-air updates that solve digital issues without requiring a dealership visit, though remote patches still cannot fix physical hardware failures. By removing traditional internal combustion engines and multi-gear transmissions, the Mach-E bypasses many mechanical wear points, yet it remains highly dependent on thermal management, charging controls, and high-voltage battery modules. The lesson here is that electric vehicles are not automatic reliability hazards. Their success depends entirely on software stability and system maturity, offering a strong argument for long-term ownership confidence. 14th on our list, the 2024 Ford Edge represents the peak of same nameplate maturity. Earning a highly respectable reliability score of 76 out of 100, this final production year before the model's discontinuation shows how much a vehicle can improve over its life cycle. It offers a stark contrast to the troubled 2018 model, which left owners facing expensive transmission shutters and catastrophic engine coolant leaks. By the time this 2024 version rolled off the assembly line, Ford had spent years correcting early production errors, refining software calibrations, and upgrading mechanical parts. While a high score cannot guarantee that a used vehicle will remain completely trouble-free, this late-cycle model year draws from years of real-world troubleshooting. For family buyers shopping the used market, choosing this final run edition strips away the expensive surprises that haunted earlier versions, making it a remarkably safe bet. Across these 14 configurations, one truth becomes clear. A badge is just plastic. The difference between a 300,000-mile workhorse and a permanent shop ornament lies entirely in the specific powertrain you choose. Prioritizing mechanical simplicity over high-tech complexity keeps your hard-earned money in your pocket. Before you buy, research the exact engine and trim. Which powertrain do you trust? Let me know below.